Weird feeling after that many years. Half of me knows it was time and did the right thing. Half of me wonders how not to look over there. But we sure had a lot of fun.
Alright guys, back at the hangar. See Charlie Mike there ready to go. A little weird being here this morning. It's first flight without Cookie, for Cookie. It's kind of funny coming to places you haven't been. Like, there's her, I don't know if you can see that, there's her bed. Last time we were here, she peed on it, so gotta clean that up. Fun day ahead, office. If she didn't want to go flying, as you can see, this is where she stayed. She had a bed, it's air conditioned, it's all badass in here. Great office when I have to work. But today, we got some fun stuff ahead. With all flying, whether humans are going, Cookie, or just me, everything's about safety when we go. So we'll run pre-flight checks. We already did our flight planning, run up, checklists. I'll probably not show you all the details, but here we go.
Behind you.
Alright, to South 80 takeoff.
Alright guys, welcome aboard. Our official final flight with Cookie. Alrighty, gotta keep in mind safety first as always, so we
6 Delta Mike, turn right at Foxtrot.
have our trusty flight plan done up. All our radio calls set up on our knee board to make sure. Wow, we got gas, so we don't have to get gas. We're actually going to be
Stand by Quebec, turn base.
Should be on time today.
Stand by Quebec. Cross runway 5.
So, have to admit, that was a little bit tough coming to the hangar today, seeing Cookie's dog bowl and everything, but we left it there and we'll enjoy it for a while. So let's check some weather. Step one is, I already checked on all my flight planning, but I'm going to confirm. I'm pretty sure you're using runway 10. So anytime you start coming up to the airport, obviously I'm looking at the skies, watching what traffic's doing around the airport. Just kind of always trying to get your bearings before you get here, but let's check weather.
Lakeland Tower, Radio Information Hotel, time 1250 Zulu weather observation. Wind 360 at 5, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 15, dew point 15, altimeter 3002, runway 10 in use, advertising vision.
Alright, so 3002 on the altimeter, 360 is where the wind's coming from, and it's 5 knots, so no big deal there. And as I thought, we'd probably be using 10. So we have Information Hotel. Let's call ground, tell them we're ready to taxi out. Lakeland Ground, experimental 488 Charlie Mike. We have hotel. Like taxi out for a VFR departure to the south.
Experimental 488 Charlie Mike, Lakeland Ground, runway 10, taxi via Hotel Alpha.
Hotel Alpha to 108 Charlie Mike. Thanks, Al. All right. If you've been along for rides before, obviously you know that most, if not all RVs, taxi with flaps down just because it's easier to climb up on the wing. So I always remember to get my flaps up. Well, I won't share all the checklist with you. We run the checklist as we're taxiing out. Again, I'm still checking all my engine parameters. Oil's still not quite to temp. It's going to be cold this morning, hard to get her warm. But I run a full checklist, but I also run cigars a couple times. So canopy and controls is the C, instruments is the I, G is the gas, A is for attitude, R is for run up. So we'll actually simulate a takeoff in terms of engine power and requirements. Make sure everything's good to go while holding the brakes, and then once we see that that's all good to go and everything's going to run well, we will release the brakes, and take the runway. So I'm going to run all my checks, and we'll see you at the runway hold short line. All right, y'all, we're at the hold short line here, and in accordance with what we said earlier, safety first. Even when your mind is distracted, you got to run all your checklists. That's why we have checklists in aviation, because there are moments where you're distracted. So we did our flight plan, obviously briefed everything. Weather briefing, obviously there's no weather today.
71, turn right at Foxtrot, taxi at Delta Sierra Echo, crossway 5, monitor ground.
I think he's going to let us go. So again, real quick cigars.
And on Foxtrot,
Canopy, controls,
Delta Sierra Echo,
gas, attitude.
And we'll monitor ground, 120 Sierra, crossing 105.
And our run-up's complete. Seatbelts are tight. Cookie had a special seatbelt made for her that would hold her in place.
Air 48 Charlie Mike, turn right on course, runway 10, cliff takeoff.
See there, I told you we were going right on course for Charlie Mike. Taking off now, 8 Charlie Mike. All right, here we go. Early turnout, all right for 8 Charlie Mike?
8 Charlie Mike, approved.
All right, they gave us an early turnout, so here we go. Lots of right rudder.
2387 uniform, turn left on course, runway 10, cliff takeoff.
Quite have my trim right. But she's flying pretty good. Sounds pretty good. It's hard to see with that bright sun. Still climbing a lot. Alright, here goes the early turnout. It is climbing. As we climb, I like to make sure it's climbing good and nothing's too hot. It's a little hot, so I'm going to just tip the nose down a little bit and come back on the throttle. We have tailwinds today, so one of the great things about flying in tailwinds is we're going to go really fast today, probably a little over 200 miles an hour. Well, like I said, it was a little weird going to the hangar today, but I am feeling a lot better. It's just hard to clean up all the things after nearly 20 years of those things being around for her. It's funny, I talked about how much she would hide in this particular bag. She's with us today, and a different form. Brought the bag with me, and the bag is using her seatbelt to hold her in place. But I don't know if she sat in the bag because she didn't want me to leave without her, or she liked flying. So if anybody knows a dog Dr. Phil, do dogs like to fly? Cookie had an unusual life, and that she'd probably only been to 1 or 2 dog parks in her life. But on the flip side, she's probably the only dog that I know of that's gone upside down and experienced high G's in an airplane. Again, dog Dr. Phil, are G's good for a dog? I don't know. So when I wonder, I think, you know, old Cookie made it probably 3 years past the age expectancy of a dog of her type, so couldn't have been all that bad. But we're up here today to do something special for her and bring you along to show you some of the things that I hope she enjoyed. First one is just going goddamn fast. So we're almost to our altitude, and we'll get a lowdown on what that speed might be for today.
2387 uniform for 2 change approved.
Off now, actually, it's still climbing a touch. We're getting up there now. Ground speed's 168 knots, so do the math on that for me. Tell me what that is in miles per hour. Not quite to 200, but not all bad. So F's are up. Flying pretty much hands-free. I like to do that before. One little trick for our fellow pilot, Cookie. some of the fun tricks we did in the air instead of at the dog park. I will show you. Right here is the bag my mom knows Cookie would sit in, because she knows that bag does not. That bag goes in the airplane every single time, so if you're going to go, that's the bag you climb in. So a special harness we had made up, and now I'm going to send you out that way. And so some of the things we did with this crazy dog was aerobatics and formation. Today we are going to fly formation. And yes, oftentimes Cookie went, so the guys will know her. And I believe we're going to do a special little flight for her. Maybe we'll be the missing man and split off from the group in honor of her. In front of me, so I'll show you something that Cookie, I think, liked. Again, we have to ask Dog Dr. Phil. I don't know if dogs like going upside down. I don't know if dogs like G's. I know Cookie hated negative G's, which is when things float. I never did that to her, only once or twice. Once by accident, and once to see how she behaves. With a human, you can tell them what the hell's going on. With a dog, you can't tell them why they no longer weigh anything and are floating around the cockpit. But most of the things we did for fun were not much change in G-forces, so you really don't know it's happening, especially if you are a dog. One of them looks like this. This is an aileron roll, and basically we could roll around the axis of the airplane. A barrel roll pulls more G's and goes around the outside of a barrel, if you will. This one's
Entry 3011.
This one's right on the center line, but it's a little easier if we pull up a little bit, and because it takes a couple seconds to roll. Once we roll out, we should be level again. So we're again at a safe altitude. We've done our clearing turn. And here we go. So we go up. So we'll go up a little slower this time. Neutral to stick, and over we go. So one final roll for my amazing puppy who would do that crazy shit with me. And love every minute of it so much she climbed back in the bag for next time. So but we're getting close to the airport now to go do that tribute flight for her. And I'll come back to you at landing. We'll see you there. We're approaching the airport environment. I have gotten my bearings. If you haven't seen the video on arriving at this airport and how to use radio calls on a busy airport, that's
traffic 4657 Golf on the left downwind for runway 5 minutes.
Venice traffic, white RV. We're entering the downwind now behind that one ahead of us. So it looks like we're number 3 to land, runway 5, full stop. I'm still going 100 knots. You'll see I can easily slow this down even if I wanted to do short field. I'm now under 100 knots. Now I go 1001, 1002, 1003. I'm purposely overshooting the runway a little bit here to show you what not to do. Do not pull the stick, and do not hit the inside rudder. Hit the outside rudder. You do not want to skid the airplane right there. 2 accidents a month end up in death. It's a very, very bad situation right there. If you pull the stick or hit the inside rudder and cause a skid, and it stalls, which means it quits flying, dips down, and you lose control of the airplane without enough altitude to recover.
West of the field.
We're now 70 knots over the number. 70 knots over the number. And man, Cookie, that was a perfect landing. I have her with me today, so she's my angel, and that angel just planted one as softly as a butterfly. So. But then we did a little formation flight in her honor, and I'll show it to you. But now we're just climbing up as high as we can go to have one more little peaceful moment. Close to Cookie as we can get. You can go high very often with her because there's not much oxygen up there, but I feel like we'll be a little closer. Well guys, one thing's for sure, if that pretty angel's up here somewhere, we sure made it pretty for us. Look at how gorgeous it is. Woo! Here we go, Cookie. One more crazy ride. Those steep turns. Full dives. Let's go the other way, Cookie. Come on. Look at that earth. Cookie didn't like G's, so we'll pull. We won't pull hard. We'll go straight up where you can't even see land. Neutral, and then let's go over, Cookie. There we go. Upside down, baby. Woohoo! Back home, sweet girl. Stay up here in the skies. I'll miss that little girl. She loved it. Thanks for coming along on this last flight. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully Cookie enjoyed it.
I'm on 8360 if I could step with it. Number 3,
Hello.
74 Whiskey, just be advised.
Hopefully she's up in these skies somewhere. Or she's like, God damn, I can finally just go to a dog park like a normal dog. Almost back home after a long morning. Been a lot of fun. Everybody's been real good. Weird feeling after that many years. Half of me knows it was time and did the right thing. Half of me wonders how not to look over there. But we sure had a lot of fun.
Right on Foxtrot, taxi parking via Delta Sierra Echo, crossing 5 to Delta, monitor ground.
Right on Foxtrot, Delta Sierra Echo, cross 5 on Delta and monitor ground, 09.
Alright, descending back down underneath the clouds to get home. Say bye to Cookie, hopefully she's way up here high. Riding the wind.
Slide is 1919, contact Central Park State.
Over departure 1919, they have a going.
Bridge at 465, turn base now, runway 10, clear, touch me down.
Turn base now, 106.
It went down pretty steep, you got to stop the power a little bit. A pretty good dive. Headed right through the clouds here, it's beautiful. A couple more turns going through these clouds just for fun. Nice little hole here to go down, you'll see the clouds blow by. And there they go, a little bumpy going through there, no problem. Down underneath now, so we'll all tower set up and let them know we're coming home.
Bridge at 488, Charlie Mike, Lakeland, tower to get up the landing hold short of runway 10 on 5.
Yeah, I didn't catch all that, but I think that was for me, 488 Charlie Mike.
Affirmative, experimental 488, Charlie Mike.
Yeah, what was the direction though?
Experimental 8 Charlie Mike, going to right, mid to right downwind for runway 10.
I'll report mid right downwind for 10, 8 Charlie Mike.
So the 10 Echo turn base runway 10, clear to land, traffic to farm Pike 0, we're going 737.
He's a new guy and a little quick.
2410 Echo is right midfield.
New guy and a little quick. I don't understand what he said, but he wants us in the right.
7 Kilo Sierra, turn base now, runway 10, clear session go.
Turn base for 10937, clear for that.
He wants us in the right base, so we're going to be making right turns into runway 10. 10's going that way. So I'm coming in from the south, so I'll actually make a left turn.
Alright, you got the base, 2410 Echo.
Alright, everyone stand by. Okay, November 2410 Echo, make left 360.
Left 360, 2410 Echo.
The 48 Charlie Mike, can you recycle your transponder, start slowing it down for me, and keep it out above 1,600. So in the midfield right down, runway 10.
Reset transponder, stay above 1,600, 8 Charlie Mike.
Thank you. 238, turn.
This is a busy place, and it's
465, turn your upwind.
a little busier today because there's
8 Romeo Alpha, join a midfield left down, runway 10, I will call your base.
some kind of lunch. Airport below us
Tower, over for 968 Romeo Alpha, we're now 3
is a live-in runway.
I'm turning westbound.
968 Romeo Alpha, fly westbound, how do you hear?
Live-on runway.
I hear you loud and clear now.
Roger.
Cookie and I wanted to live there, but
65, same tension.
we haven't got there yet.
465 request. 1297 Fox.
1297 Fox, Lakeland Tower, stand by 1 moment, I'll get right back to you. Ray Romeo Alpha, start reducing speed for me, you'll be number 3 to the runway, I'll call your base in just a moment.
968 Romeo Alpha, cut back, roger.
Lakeland Tower, 488 Charlie Mike, we're in the downwind, but there's a Cessna off to my right, so I'm not sure what we're going to do with him.
Number 488 Charlie Mike, that's why I kept you out above 1,600, keep it high for me, and I'll turn your base when I can and descend you on the final.
I am staying high for you, and I'll listen for you.
Thank you. Number 48, disregard. Country 3031, traffic 12 o'clock, about 5 miles southbound, descending out of 1,500.
He almost called us, I don't know if you heard that.
Over departure, we'll see it. Lakeland Tower, November 9 Kilo Sierra, 8 miles northeast, inbound full stop in Lima.
Number 488 Charlie Mike, turn base, delete altitude restriction, traffic's on a 3 mile final, number 3, runway 10, clear to land.
Turning base, number 3 for 10, clear to land.
Number
Okay.
238, stay parking.
We're going to the Warbird ramp, 238.
Roger, right on Foxtrot, into the Warbird.
Right on Fox, 238.
So, no altitude restrictions, so we got to start coming down.
968 Romeo Alpha is still final, see 1 man ahead of them.
Right, Romeo Alpha, they're short final now, you're number 2 still, clear to land, runway 10.
968 Romeo Alpha, clear to land.
For 10 Echo, do you have the experimental on the right base heading to your right?
Yeah, we got that driving site 2410 Echo.
10 Echo, number 4, runway 10, clear to land.
Number 4, clear to land,
It is
2410 Echo.
busy. This might be
465, give me left 360.
Left 360, zero check 465.
this might be Cookie taking away that beautiful leather and trying to give us a little bit of a challenge.
3 Kilo Sierra over Lake Cape City, inbound full stop.
Challenge accepted. Here we go.
Southern 903 Kilo Sierra, Lakeland Tower, reported midfield left downwind for runway 10.
A lot of airplanes in the pattern. Not easy to slow down in this particular aircraft.
Cessna 2410 Echo, turn base now, number 3, follow traffic off your right wing, runway 10.
What I like to do if you're an RV flyer is
base, clear to land, 2410 Echo.
get it slow. Under 100, you're allowed to use flaps. 1001, 1002, 1003, and then throttle back up a little bit.
Lakeland Tower, hold short of runway 10 for arriving traffic.
Hold short for arriving traffic, come back.
Southern 907 Kilo Sierra.
Flaps a bit like a speed brake in this airplane.
Foxtrot Delta Sierra, Echo cross runway 5 at Delta, underground.
Papa Sierra, Papa Foxtrot, Delta Sierra, Echo Cross Runway 5 mile ground, 967 Kilo Sierra, good day.
Good grief, it's busy. The flaps is a bit like a speed brake in this airplane, so when you can get them down under the 100, then it's easier to stay under 100. I'm flying 88 knots right now. The airplane in front of me is 2 miles in front, so we have plenty of spacing.
Or 1297 Foxtrot, send that one, I'll call your base.
Send that one, you'll call my base, 1297 Fox.
Put our air back on. Cookie likes the air. Alright, here we go. We gotta make...
Over 96 Romeo 8 Romeo Alpha, stay parking.
Gotta make this a greaser of a landing.
Over 8 Romeo Alpha, left on Alpha 3, contact ground point 4, no delay on the runway.
We'll see if that phone doesn't even jiggle.
Romeo Alpha.
We're a little high.
And November 8 Romeo Alpha, that'll be Alpha 3.
But you can hear I just stopped the power. I can always
Alpha 3,
add more
Roger.
flaps here. I don't really need to because we're right into the wind. We're right into the wind. I'm just trying to slow down because that guy's real slow to get off the runway. But with 3,000 foot separation, I can still land on this runway even if he's not on the runway.
Lakeland Tower, Saratoga 86 Bravo.
I don't want to get too slow though.
10, number 2 position.
So we're at 82 knots right here.
386 Bravo, Lakeland Tower, hold short of runway 10 for traffic.
Only about a mile from
Only short
the threshold.
10,
We just hold our 80 knots. So what we're going to do here, we're going to make this a greaser for Cookie and a short field where we get off.
90520, 10 miles south, inbound, requesting full stop, information Lima.
905 Kilo Sierra, Lakeland Tower, for the midfield right downwind for runway 10.
We want to get off.
Right down 110,
We want to get off at the first
November 97 Foxtrot, turn
First taxiway.
Arrival, runway 10.
If we can get it done.
Turn base.
Got our Angel on board.
1297 Foxtrot. Was that after a certain point?
There's 75
No, you
knots,
turn base now,
74 knots,
97 Foxtrot, turn base now.
70 knots.
Lakeland Tower 165 Julia Yankee, 10 miles to the southwest.
A little bit of a floater. But we are going to easily get off at the first exit. And that first exit's less than 1,000 feet, so it's an excellent landing. And
November 165 Juliet Yankee, Lakeland Tower.
we are home safe.
Runway 10.
Not easy to fly when you're all distracted like that, but special day. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'll see you on the next flight.
Runway 10, clear touchdown.